It worked. We somehow managed to get this thing live.
I don't know. Hello, if you found us. This is like the fourth stream we created today.
Oh my gosh, we're having a technical problem. Our StreamYard that works fine all the time, so much so that we're sponsored by them. We love them. We promote it. We're having trouble now.
I think it's because we tried a reusable studio with a new brand, and it like just choked on the new brand.
It said, "You're not going to reuse the
I
studio.
don't know.
Not today, fam."
So
Here we are, just by ourselves. Yep. So
we're in Arizona today for a company event, and so we're on a little bit of a janky connection. We'll see how it goes, everybody. Just like strap in for this. We also have no intro and stuff, so
we're just here.
yeah, this is it. Sponsored by StreamYard, which we couldn't access for the last 40 minutes to get.
Probably something we did. I don't know. We're on hotel Wi-Fi. We're in Arizona.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? But look, one. We have one person found us.
Hi, Mom. I feel really bad because we deleted the first stream. Like, oh, we'll make a new one so people can find us there, and then we couldn't do that one either.
It didn't work either. There's something wrong with our branding on our primary. I don't know. Something's broken.
Yes.
So look, here we have some comments. So who found us? My mom and also my dad found us. And Chloe found us. Well, then we have a show.
Yeah, that's it.
We have a show. That's all I care.
You have no button to push with an intro, so
there's no intro. This is we just did the intro.
It's like ramping up to it.
Oh my gosh.
So we did a bunch of stuff, which is what makes this so sad. We've done so many little excursions.
We've
in
gone
an
everywhere
effort to get footage for clips for the Play for Time show.
Yeah.
We are staying engaged with life by going places and seeing people and having new experiences. And you just have to take our word for it.
Yeah, I mean, all things equal, we're going to load some of them up. Now, the first one we have, so I've lived in the town I live in for 20 plus years. And anytime I want to go the scenic, beautiful back route by the river, there's this boat shop that is historic. Simeon Lowell, 1692, 17 something.
We'll find out.
Well, it's in the pictures. Founded this place. He's the inventor of the dory, which was the fishing vessel of the time. So we've never been to go in, and they had an open house.
You know, my favorite part was?
Tell me.
So you'll see this little old man named, sorry, I shouldn't call him that. You'll see this gentleman named Dennis Donahue, who has been a volunteer for the Lowell's Boat Shop since the 1980s. And he is so knowledgeable about the history of fishing in the area and what it was like for guys to pile into a boat and push off and like row and hope for the best in bad weather and everything, and fill this boat full of fish and not come back again until they were ready to sell them.
They'd go fishing for 1 month at a time. So they'd go out on a big schooner, and the schooner had dories, and the dories fit 2 people and however much fish. 150 pounds, I think, is what I remember.
Yeah.
So the schooner would go out. You go out a month at a time, all the provisions and everything, month at a time. And they'd throw the schooner.
You say they come ashore for like a day or 2 days.
Well, but in that month, they might do like one quick, take a couple of days, then go back out again. So a month and 2 days, then a month and 2 days. So, but they said, and if you're out there, there's no equipment, there's no navigation, there's, just your wits. So you were screwed. Let's watch a little bit about Lowell's Boat Shop. All right, so we're at Lowell Boathouse. This is kind of fun for carrying me because this is on a road that we go by all the time. And this is like a place that makes classic Boston whalers by hand, wooden boats from years and years ago. And they're having an open house that they do once a year. And I've never stopped at it. I've lived here 20 years. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna check it out. We're gonna see what we can see at a boat shop.
This is a public mosaic mural that is going in downtown Amesbury, and it will be composed of tiles that will be made by the community. So we're calling it Art for the People, made by the people, because it's essentially the collective of artists of the community making the tiles.
So this place opened in 1793. It was the center of the universe in some ways. They invented the dory here. There's all kinds of stuff that we learned today, including coming and restoring this place around 1980 something, and how it's open to the public now for tours and history. So I didn't even know. I just figured there's a bunch of dudes making boats in here, but now you know the story. I think good interviewing skills are important for doing a show. So can you tell me a little bit about the boats? You're such a ham.
That was Dennis at the end. So what you have to understand about the shot where he's putting the piece of wood, like it's called a thole, I found out. He was putting it back in the thole hole. I was looking at that behind this banner that you're clearly not supposed to go behind. And he's like, no, come on, come take a look at this.
I was looking around for Carrie, and then I saw two sets of legs behind the wall of everything, like totally hidden. It was nefarious, I have to say.
It did look a little sketchy.
I have a few photos. Let's see, there was one other comment. Hey, Chip Griffin found us
Hey.
somehow. We tried to obscure ourselves. Very good
We're
people.
like, we're going to stream. Just kidding.
So I've got just a couple of photos I'm going to show you about Lowell's. This is just a quick photo walk, a minute and a half. What kind of fool am I that I didn't even know how to like make the frame fit the screen? I'm such a boob.
It's not like I think about it. It just does. I have it set like preset, and I just leave it. So I don't know. But do you see the outhouse?
That outhouse was cool.
Dennis Donahue said, "Let me show you our unisex facility." And he opened the door, and it's like a hole cut in a board, goes straight down to the water.
It's so
Funny.
fun. The
Yeah.
snippets of you both behind the videos were entertaining. Yeah.
It's like in Mad Magazine, those two 5
Oh,
versus 5
yeah.
ran along the edges of the page.
We're the margin area. All right. So we're always searching for things to do. Now, the way this works is a lot of times I will go and type events and then a town, and we'll find something. So we next week's episode, which hopefully will work normally, next week's episode, we went to a holiday fair, and I figured the other thing,
Parade.
a parade, yeah. What else? Oh, something else. Anyway, next week's has some more stuff, but so we look at events and look for them.
Oh yeah, it was like a candlelight stroll at Strawberry Bank Museum,
That's right.
the York holiday parade.
Mm-hmm. Something else.
One other thing I forget now.
And then we'll also probably have one on holidays in warm places because we're in Arizona, so we went around and looked at like Christmas trees next to cacti.
Assuming we haven't just been shooting on a potato this whole time, not realized it.
I feel like it's a pretend show at this point. It's like the Truman Show, but not. All right. So as part of this process,
Sir,
we went to a psychic fair, and
you should have told us this was going to happen.
they did not predict any of this. So you've got to see what's going on at this psychic fair. Is a holiday affair like a summer fling. Chip Griffin, I missed you. We're standing in front of the Carl G. Davis American Legion because we're going to go to a what?
We're going to the Wild Mystic Artisan Market and Psychic Fair.
So I don't know what you expect. I mean, I feel like you're going to buy crystals, soap, tarot cards, and some readings.
I don't know what to expect.
Oh, well then let's find out.
So the book is set in Waltham, where I went to school. The genre for this.
It's steampunk, which is like science fiction from a Victorian point of view. So like what if history had gone a different way, or industry or innovation, fuel, things like that. So it opens up a lot of opportunities to be modern while still being historic.
Thanks for the first.
Oh, you're welcome.
I doubt it will surprise you to learn that there were, in fact, crystals and candles and soaps. And I did, in fact, get a reading. And as alarming as these cards look for anybody who's familiar with tarot, change, even tumultuous change, is good when it is necessary. And Chris took the opportunity to chat up a local entrepreneur about her hot sauce.
What's wonderful about this, again, no preservatives, no xanthan gum, no garbage.
I'll tell you this much, we like the vibe.
In a lot of ways, this segment was Carrie's segment, but I was asked by my co-host to provide my thoughts and opinions on what I thought of the psychic fair. So that's what I'm going to do. Here's my opinions right now. And that's all I have to say about that. Hams. That's what we're ham. We're ham dinner.
So they literally had every single thing you said when we were standing outside.
Clearly, I'm psychic.
Clearly.
I hadn't gone in. I knew there were going to be crystals, what was it? Candle, soap, and tarot readings.
Yep.
I was right.
Yep.
I
there
did
were,
not-
There were more readings that I got. They also had Reiki, but I was like, I feel really strange laying down on a table for a half hour while you guys just chill. So I didn't do
Isn't
it.
Reiki what you do to the Lonnie? What is Reiki?
It's when they move it's like moving your energy around.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a spiritual massage.
Spiritual massage. Okay.
Somebody who's an actual practitioner could explain it better.
I'm not going to make a joke.
It was fun though. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
And they had those cute little crochet things. And they had some stuff that I was like, how is this psychic exactly? But like, it's fine.
You know, so Jennifer, the hot sauce lady, was saying to me, she's best friends with the woman who puts on that psychic fair.
Oh, neat.
And she said, we were at the high school together. She said, I would, whatever that woman wants me to do, she'll call me and I'll just go. Like, I don't even know what it's going to be. I'll just be there. And so,
Oh, I love it.
yeah, it was
I
kind of,
ran into that author and she was so excited to talk. I have a little bit more about the book, specifically that book, but I didn't include it in this because it felt like it would just make it a little bit too long. But I'm looking forward to reading it. I've got it. I'm a slow reader, so I tend to do audiobooks, but this one I'm making time for.
your take on the event reminded me of the junior high talent show where another kid and I just stood on the stage with potato sacks over our heads. Sadly, we got booed off.
See, I mean, that's a talent, though.
Chip.
That's called chutzpah.
Chutzpah.
That's a talent.
Chutzpah. Which starts with a C.
Well, I think the interesting thing about doing Play for Time, the show about how you stay engaged with life as we age, is that you are going to things that you would never go to. Like you would not have set foot in that psychic fair.
No.
Never mind drive to like an Elks Lodge in some city in New Hampshire to go to a psychic fair. Like you just would not have had any part of any of that.
Right. But you're right. That is the whole purpose of the idea of the show. The show's idea is how do you stay engaged in a world where it's not always true? Chloe and I were talking offline about the fact that
Chloe Forbes Kindlin
of Scotland, that she went ice skating, and we'd captured ice skating in 2 places already. We had
I mean, if you call that ice skating.
Strawberry Bay. Well, 3 if you count.
I can't skate it all, so
3 if you count that one in Salisbury that we actually didn't even film. So
that's true.
Strawberry Bank, the Marketplace in Linfield, and that terror show inside.
It wasn't a terror show.
So
it was at the Sea Festival of Trees in Salisbury, Mass. But they had it was sort of down set into the floor. It looked like where you would do like cockfighting and place bets or something. But instead there was ice skating.
It wasn't that scary. It was in a place that looked like it usually did cockfighting.
I mean, it was like, recessed into the floor and stuff. I don't know. It was like you throw your kids in there and go, let's see which one of them can skate.
So we, and one other last segment that we have a clip for this one.
For whatever you call it.
What's this dumb show? So the last segment we did was just about sort of my lens obsession, because I've been doing photography since I picked it up again at the very early part of spring. And I've been like on this mass speed run of learning new things, trying new things. And I got hooked on vintage lenses for cameras, lenses from the 50s, the 60s, early 2000s, none of which are meant to be on the camera that I'm shooting it on, but instead are something I'm using to capture kind of the fun of photos. Chip says, I'm going to have to take your word for it. I've never been to a cockfighting event.
Well, you are missing out, my friend.
So I made this little clip. I made this little clip because
about your lenses,
my lenses, because I've been like obsessing over them, and I thought
I keep looking at this table where there's lenses, and then every time I turn around, it's like there's another one. It's like they're like rabbits. Well, and they're procreating, and it's like more lenses.
And so the thing is, and I think we covered it in the video, so I won't talk too long about it, but if you buy a modern lens runs you anywhere from, let's say, $300 to $10,000. I did buy all of the vintage lenses I have for less than $200 for all of them, less than $300 for all of them. So it's kind of nuts. I think
$10,000.
Yeah,
I would just take like a crappy lens and use that $10,000 to go on a trip around the world where you've got such amazing things to photograph. They're all going to turn out good.
Okay, so listen. So the reason people buy $10,000 lenses is they cover things like the Olympics. So they're there getting Snoop Dogg making a funny face in the crowd. Mm-hmm. That's why you buy a big ass $10,000 lens. I'll not need that lens in my lifetime. I'm just saying some lenses can cost that much. But even like kind of a basic normal people lens, I just saw one yesterday. I was watching a video, it was a review, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of neat. $800. And I was like, that doesn't look that neat to me. Because wait till you see all my little old timey lenses. I'll show you. So I wanted to talk about my really goofy lenses. And why I say goofy is just that I have fallen into an obsession with classic photography lenses. Why? 1, they're so inexpensive. 2, there's so much more character to how they were made in the old days. Like everything, right? Like more plastic, more mass produced. And so things get kind of weird and wacky. Now, you could use a regular normal camera body, but then what you can do is you can add on adapters to this part right here. This is the mount. They call it the mount, and you can add an adapter. So what that allows you to do is you can take very old classic vintage lenses. This one's a Minolta 58mm f1.4. This is a beautiful, beautiful lens. It was made somewhere between 1961 and 1965, depending on where it's from. I have an adapter already on here. This whole bottom section is an adapter. I have an adapter on it. I put it on here, and it clicks right into the camera, just like that. And so now I can rock this. This is a manual focus lens. Modern lenses are autofocus. So what's kind of interesting about this is I have to get even more into it to shoot. So it means that I'm meditating a little bit when I do that, as opposed to a modern lens. This is a modern Sony lens. This is the lens that's meant to go with this camera, one of them. Sony has hundreds and hundreds of lenses native. It also has very many third-party producers that make really good lenses. This one's for portraits. So what am I doing? Why am I so crazy? Why am I going after these lenses? I only have, let's say, 4 classic ones right now, 5 classic ones right now, and I am chasing the great white whale of this lens, a very specific one that I'll talk about in some other segment, some other time. I'll make a whole segment just on that. So I've got this Minolta. It's beautiful. It's 58 millimeter, which means it's kind of like somewhat close up. I've got this one, which is a Hasi Super Takumar 28 millimeter. That means it's a little more wide. It shows you kind of the whole scene around you when you shoot. This guy here is this super tiny Industar 50. It's a 50 millimeter lens. The Russians called it the Eagle Eye. I gotta show you how small it is. I'm gonna take it off the adapter because the adapter is much of the size. Look how baby this lens is. This is 50 millimeter, this is 58. It doesn't even make sense. I can't even explain it to you. And then, kind of more modern, but still early 2000, a Nikon lens. This one is, I think, the 70-300, so it's a zoom lens from a whole other system, Nikon, that I can rock on my Sony camera. Why am I doing it? Because I think that there's some better looks to it, but most importantly, vintage. These bad boys, the modern lenses, they can cost anywhere from $300-400 up to $3,000, up to $12,000. This guy here cost me 78 bucks. This guy here cost me 39 bucks. This guy here I bought from a guy who runs a storage facility. It cost me maybe 20 bucks. This guy here, 40 bucks. See, I could buy all the vintage lenses I have for the price of this $300 lens that I bought. It's fun. You could do so many more different types of photos and film with it. Do you need any of this? No. But it's fun to do. So I am excited to geek out. Clearly you can see I'm a weirdo about this stuff. I love it. That's what I wanted to show you today.
Yes, you're a weirdo.
Yeah, I am. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Oh.
A lot goes into you taking a shot, though. I know this because now I'm following along sometimes with a video camera, trying to get you getting the shot. And the only reason I can is because you're fiddling with buttons and stuff. Like back before you were doing all these special lens things, you'd be like, snap, wander off. And then I just miss it. It was like impossible.
And it's really weird, I think, because I think that I think you either do go down this road or you don't. Like, I was reading this interview with this guy who is like a world famous like war journalist. He said, I had a camera, a lens. If the camera got a bullet in it, I'd get another camera, period. Have a nice day. And that's all he did was like kind of get the shot. All he was thinking about was what was beyond the glass. I'm back at the glass. And it's, I don't know. I think it's so strange. Chip says, by the way, I have inadvertently collected some vintage lenses and bodies from folks who know I'm into photography and didn't really want to throw them out.
Oh,
that's
nice.
True. That happens. The guy who sold me I got it through Facebook Marketplace. He's in our town. He had another one available. He texted me and said, hey, I got another lens. And I was like, I want it. And then he goes, never mind. Some other guy bought it because it was also on Marketplace. I was like, okay. But like they come to you. It's like manifesting or something.
Well, once you put it out there that it's something you're interested in, now people have like a go-to gift idea for you, or some clue that you're even maybe interested in something they come across.
And everyone's grandpa dies and has a bunch of cameras in a closet somewhere, and someone says, hey, I think Brogan likes those. So
yeah, that's how they say it.
That's how they say it. But yeah, it's another way that I play for time because it gets me out of the house. It's my Pokemon Go. It is my meditation, because if I'm sitting there fiddling with the dials, I can't touch my phone.
Well, we pulled it off.
We somehow made a show.
I was like, I don't know what we're going to do. I really don't.
Everything was broken.
Everything was broken. I was like, you could go do a show for yourself over on LinkedIn. I'll go do YouTube.
I couldn't even get anything online.
It wouldn't like put us on stage. And yeah, it wasn't going well.
It was not a good day, but we got it done. And so now we have a company holiday party tonight.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And in Arizona right now, it's 9:25 a.m. So the party's in what, like 10 hours or something insane.
It's 9:25
Woo!
a.m. It's a crisp 50 something degrees outdoors in the 48 degrees in the Arizona desert weather.
Good
We're
weather for a siesta.
soulless place called Scottsdale. Yeah, quite a place.
Soulless? Did you say
It
soulless?
is
I thought
soulless,
you said soulless like Brian Soulless. I was like,
No.
where's Brian Soulless? I would like to see him.
lacking a soul.
Oh.
It's a, if you're in Scottsdale watching this, because you're not, there's only 5 people here. Find me, I'll fight you. All right,
You'll photograph them.
also true. Don't hit me. All right,
Sorry, everybody.
we'll do it again next week. I don't know, bye something.
We'll try.